Advanced Math, Lesson 2. More on areas, cylinders, and prisms, cones, and pyramids, and spheres. We're going to focus on cones, pyramids, spheres, cylinders, and prisms. I'm going to skip most of the book stuff, and we'll just go straight to the practice problem I set up. So the main equations that I want you guys to memorize and learn are volume of a cylinder, which is just area of the base times the height. For round cylinders, it's specifically memorized as 2 pi r cubed. That only works for circular ones. The volume of a cone or a pyramid is 1/3 times the volume of the cylinder. Again, if it's a round cylinder, then this would be the volume. You'd take that times 1/3. If it's not a round cylinder, find the volume of the cylinder multiplied by 1/3. Volume of a sphere is 2/3 times the volume of the cylinder, or 4/3 pi r cubed. Then we have lateral surface area, which is just perimeter times the height, and perimeter is the perimeter of the base. So take the perimeter of the base, multiply it by the height, that gives you lateral surface area. And then overall surface area, take 2 times the area of the base, that gives you the base and the roof, and then you add that to the perimeter times the height. So we'll be going through all 5 of these equations right now, and we'll be using this cone, or this cylinder as our example. So first, we're going to find the volume of this cylinder. Now, since this is a circular cylinder, I could just use 2 pi r cubed, or I could use area of the base times the height. The area of the base is a circle, which means that's going to be pi r squared for the base, and then the height is actually the length of 2r, which means 2 radiuses. So I could make the height 12, or I could put the height as 2r. It's kind of up to me. So if I took area of the base times the height of 2r, that would give me 2 pi r cubed for the volume of the cylinder. So let's fill in r, which is 6. So 2 times pi times 6 cubed. From here, we don't actually have to multiply times pi. All we have to do is find 6 cubed, multiply that by 2. So 6 squared is 36, and then 36 times 6, let's see here, 198. So that should give us 198. So then we take 198 times 2, and that gives us 396. Hold on, let me double check this math. Yeah, I'm right, 396. So then we get 396 times pi. So again, we multiplied these two numbers, gives us 396 pi, and then that's going to be in yards cubed. And that is our final answer for volume. So it'll be volume. Now, if we wanted to make this a cone, say we have that point, and hold on, need a pencil. Okay, so let's say we had this shape make a cone at that point, and we want to find the volume of that cone. We would take our volume of our cylinder, and we divide that by 3. So we take 396 pi, put it over 3. That's going to go in 1, 3, 2. So that's just going to equal 132 pi yards squared. Let's go back to our pen here so you guys can see what's going on. Okay, and that's the volume of our cone. Now, if we wanted to find a sphere for the same cylinder, so let's say there's a sphere that is enclosed in this cylinder. I'm going to take 2/3 times that total volume. So I could either take this volume of the cone and double it, or I could use this equation up here, 4/3 pi r cubed. I'm going to go ahead and use that equation so you guys can see what it looks like. Such a beautiful sphere. Anyways, so we'll take 4 over 3 times pi, and then r cubed is just going to be 6 cubed. We already know what 6 cubed is. That's 198 So we have 4 over 3 pi times 198, and then 198 times 4/3 times pi would give us our final answer. Let me see here. Is 198 divisible by 3? It is. Okay, so if you remember your addition rules, if you add up 1, 9, and 8, that adds up to 18. 18 is divisible by 3, so 198 is divisible by 3. So before I multiply these two numbers, I can cross cancel. 3 goes into 19 6 times, carry 1, and it goes into 18 6 times. So then we have 4 times 66, which is a little bit easier to work out. 4 times 6 is 24, so 240 plus another 24 would give us 264. So that's going to equal 264 pi yards cubed, and that would be the volume of a sphere. And if we double check, that is exactly double our volume of the cone. So if you remember, the cone was 1/3 of the area. If this is 2/3, we should be able to double this to get that. So we're done with all of our volume problems. Now let's go to our surface area. We'll start with lateral surface area, perimeter times the height. So remember, lateral surface area is just the walls. We don't care about the top or the bottom. So to find the perimeter of a circle, we take diameter times pi, right? And then we're going to multiply that by the height of 2r, which the diameter can also be written as 2r as well. So what we have is 2r pi times 2r. So our equation to find this lateral surface area would end up becoming 4 pi r squared. So then we take our radius of 6, we've got 4 pi 6 squared, and that's going to become 36. So then 4 pi 36 times 4 gives me 120, 144. So 144 pi, and that is yards squared for lateral surface area. Now to find the actual surface area, we're going to take this, we're going to add the area of the top and the bottom. Pi r squared is just going to be pi times 36, all right? We agree on that? Yeah. So that times 2 is going to become 2 times pi 36. 36 times 2 gives us 72, so 72 pi. So all I have to do is add 72 pi to 144 pi, and those will add because they're like terms. They both have pi as a coefficient. So then we get 216 pi yards squared, and that is the total surface area. All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Moodle. Again, if you remember these base equations, you'll be able to solve all of them through application of logic and knowledge of different area equations that you've already learned.